Good morning, dear hearts. We are on lesson 132, and please subscribe. This is another big lesson, and the thing about this lesson is everything we need to really understand about this lesson is truly in the title. I loose the world from all I thought it was. I loose something is a little bit of an archaic term, but it is that I free. I free this world of everything that I thought it was. So in many ways, we are continuing on the theme about the world, that, the world I see holds nothing that I want beyond this world. There is a world I want. It's impossible to have both worlds. And here we are. I'm going to loose this one, free this one from everything that I thought it was. What keeps this world in chains is but our belief. And what can save the world except yourself? Belief is powerful indeed. The thoughts you hold are mighty. The power in our thoughts is way beyond what we believe it to be. And illusions are as strong in their effect as is the truth. We cannot minimize what the illusions of the ego brings to us. We can't say, oh, well, it's from the ego and it doesn't have any strength. The ego is constantly fighting for its own survival. So it brings forth illusions that are very mighty, very powerful, and very convincing. A madman thinks the world he sees is real and does not doubt it, nor can he be swayed by questioning his thoughts' effects. It is but when their source is raised to question that the hope of freedom comes to him at last. There has to be that awareness. I have to bring the problem up to the level of introspection in order for me to release it. And that's what I'm doing today. This lesson, it's long, not the longest one, but it's got but it has amazing points in it. And I will skip around through it, hopefully in order so you can follow when you have your book in front of you. If you don't, this lesson tells us, change your mind means that you have changed the source of all the ideas you think or ever thought of or yet will think. Wayne Dyer, change our thoughts, change our world, change our life. That's what we do when we change our mind about the thoughts that we are thinking. And remember that if we are not thinking with God, we're not really thinking anyway. The present now remains the only time. It's only now. Now is the only time it is. What have we done here? We have enslaved this world with all of our fears, our doubts and miseries, our pain and our tears, and all of our sorrows. We have pressed upon this world, and we keep this world a prisoner to our own beliefs. Death strikes it everywhere because you hold the bitter thoughts of death within your mind. We can go back to lesson 13, that meaningless thoughts are showing me a meaningless world, or a meaningless world engenders fear. This is exactly what's been going on. My meaningless thoughts are the thoughts that I am not thinking with God. They have no meaning. They have no substance to them. And because I'm mired down in my meaningless thoughts, fear comes up, bubbles up in the meaninglessness of them all. Also, I can remember that lesson 2, way back when, that I have given everything I see all the meaning that it has for me. I've given it meaning, but I've given it a meaning that in truth has no meaning. The world is nothing in itself, and that is one of the main ideas in this lesson about the world. The world is nothing. There is no world. Our mind must give it meaning, and what we behold upon it are our wishes acted out so we can look upon them and think that they are real. And perhaps you think you did not make the world, but came unwillingly to what it was made, what was already made, hardly waiting for your thoughts to give it meaning. Yet in truth, we found exactly what we wanted when we came to this world and we looked out upon it. There is no world. Again, a recurrency in this lesson, which is one that we must understand because it is a central thought of this course. Change your mind on what you want to see, and all the world must change accordingly. And then here's, this is the first time in the lessons, but we've had this exact phrase in the workbook that ideas leave not their source, and I've spoken of it many times. That's what we have to realize. Ideas leave not their source. So the world that I see is only the reflection of what I am thinking and the source that I am thinking from. Am I thinking from the mind of God, or am I thinking from my separated ego mind? If I'm thinking from my separated ego mind, that's why there are thoughts of death within this world, because those thoughts are within my ego mind. Paragraph 6, just so you, pardon me, so you know where I'm going. There is no world. This world does not exist. This is a central thought the Course attempts to teach. And not everyone is ready to accept it, and each one must go as far as he can, let himself be led along the road to truth. He will return and go still further, or perhaps step back a while and then return again. Remember in the Course we've talked about when we wander off. We had it in a lesson just the other day. We wander off, but we will come back. We go as far as we can in our understanding. These are big thoughts. These are thoughts that are way different, 180 degrees different from how we have ever thought before. So we may not be able to accept them. So we wander off, but then we are led back gently. But healing is the gift of those who are prepared to learn there is no world. We all will get there. It says some see it suddenly on point of death, and rise to teach it. Others find it an experience that is not of this world, which shows them that this world does not exist, because what they behold must be the truth, and yet it clearly contradicts this world. That idea of point of death, I'm not talking, I don't believe the Course is talking about us dropping the body flesh, but it is dropping the ego mind. When the point of death of the ego's death, is when we come to the realization that this is not the world that we are meant to inhabit. Others find it in a mystical experience that will show them that this world does not exist. It will be, because this Course is experiential, it will be that experience of awe of our Father. Not that it can be spoken of, not that it can be understood. Words are tools, they're symbols, and they are not usually sufficient. So, and some will find it in this Course and in the exercises that we do today. So there are at least 3 ways we're being given here of how we can come to recognize and realize and want to loose the world of everything we thought it was. From every thought, it was merely those who loose it from all the things they ever thought it was by merely changing all the thoughts they gave these appearances. In doing that, the sick are healed, and you let go all thoughts of sickness and dead, and the dead arise when you let thoughts of life replace thoughts, all the thoughts that we ever held of death before. Death is, as I believe, the lack of joy. There are many who walk around and they are indeed dead. They have no joy because they have an emptiness, a hollowness within them where they don't understand and realize that they are indeed part of God. Paragraph 9 says, you are as God created you. Now remember, that lesson, we were told it would appear in many other places within this Course, not in the same words as that, but it would show up. This is one of those places that within I loose the world from all I thought it was. We learn again, we are reminded, you are as God created you. There is no place where you can suffer and no time that can bring change to your eternal state. As you were created, so you will remain. How can a world of time and place exist if you remain as God created you? So that is why there is no world here, because this is a world of time and place. There is no world apart from your ideas, because ideas leave not their source, and you maintain a world within your mind in thought. My thinking makes it so. So, Paragraph 11. Beautiful. Yet, if you are as God created you, you cannot think apart from him, nor make what does not share his timelessness and love. Are these inherent in the world you see? Does it create like him? Does this world, do my thoughts create like God creates? Unless it does, it is not real and cannot be at all. If you are real, the world you see is false, for God's creation is unlike this world in every way. And as it was his thought, it was God's thought by which we were created, so it is your thoughts which made it and must set it free, that you may know the thoughts you share with God. We let go of this world, we loose this world so that it has no meaning for us, and we turn instead into the true meaning that we receive from our Father. It is what is himself and what is still himself. His fatherhood is with you, who are his son, his child, for he makes no distinctions in what is himself and what is still himself. What he creates is not apart from him, and nowhere does the Father end and the Son begin as something separate from him. There is total unification between Father and child. There is no separation. The practicing for today are 2 15-minute sessions, meditations, but it doesn't say meditation. Just to go back, it says, deny you are a shadow briefly laid upon a dying world. Release your mind and you will look upon a world released. Beyond this world, there is a world I want. Our purpose today is to free this world from all of the idle thoughts we ever held about it and about all living things we see upon it. All living things, and you know I love that phrase. They cannot be there, no more can we. We can't be in a world of death and dying, for we are in the home our Father set for us along with them, all of God's creations. And we who are as he created us would loose this world this day from every one of our illusions, that we may all be free. So in the 2 15-minute practices, the lines we have to go into it are, I, who remain as God created me, would loose this world from all I thought it was, for I am real because the world is not, and I would know my own reality. It says, and then merely rest. We rest at this point and let our mind go in quietness to the space where it is changed and where all healing will occur. You need not realize the healing that comes to many brothers far across the world, as well as the ones you see nearby, as you send out these thoughts to bless the world. This is, as I speak of the pebble in the pond, that our thoughts, our healing thoughts, go out, they spread out. I don't need to know where they go. I don't need to know where they reach. I just know that every healing thought will be extended, will be expanded, and will come to bless all that is as God created it. So throughout the day, we increase our freedom sent through ideas to all the world. Let it go, let it expand, and say, whenever we are tempted to deny the power to simply change our mind, we say, I loose the world of all I thought it was and choose my own reality instead. So, a beautiful lesson. I just have one thing to add, which is a quote from Salvador Dali, which sort of explains these two worlds that we are in. The difference between true and false memories false memories, sorry, can't read my own writing. The difference between true memories and false memories, and the real ones, are the same for jewels. It's always the false ones that look more real. That's what the ego does. It gives us this idea that looks more real than what is true. And so we are attracted to those baubles, but they're not real. I hope that wasn't too confusing. Please like, please share, please comment, please smile, please share, please breathe in deeply. Please practice this lesson today. It might be a little difficult because we really are letting go of the world, and we do have attachments. If we let go of the world, we will find that what is real and what is true is waiting there for us, and our elder brother is there with us as our almighty companions. Namaste.